What is up, everybody? Everybody, what is up? Corphobic here. Tonight, Alone in the Dark, from Jack Shoulder and Robert Shea. But first, man, it's been a minute since I've seen everybody. Oh, how's everybody doing? What's going on, Sean? Thanks for coming through, man. Everybody that comes through, man. Everybody listening, watching right now, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Like I said, it's been, oh man, a week ago this past Thursday since I've actually done a live show. Other than that, I was on Ocean Chick Films. I did a watch along with Stigmata with her. Last Sunday I did so either five or six of Last of Us. Yeah, the show that we didn't do this Sunday. Werewolf decided he just didn't like that show, so I guess this coming Sunday, I guess we're either going to start Hannibal or we're going to start Penny Dreadful. So yes, there's the DVD of Alone in the Dark. This one, for the longest time, was the only one around. Unless there was one foreign, which I'm sure it probably was, but here in America, this was one. This thing was going for a ridiculous price. But what about a year and a half ago, we upgraded to this one. So, man, lots of shit coming up. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully everybody's been doing great, man. Tomorrow night, I don't know how many people know about this film. Tomorrow night, I'll be doing Killer's Moon, somewhere along the exploitive line. Like I said, it crosses many genres, but it does have a strong exploitation feel to it. Oh, what's going on here? Let me see in the dark again. Over time, cool, man, cool. Yeah, shit, it's playing. I don't know if you got the physical copy or what, man, but it's on Prime, Tubi, Vudu, Plex, Redbox. Man, it's all over the place. So, Ninja, what's going on, man? Yeah, I've got, like I said, it's been a good minute. Yeah, yeah. Tomorrow night, Killer's Moon. Thursday, I'm thinking about doing something physical media. Other than that, at 7 o'clock, it won't be live. It was going to be live, but now it's going to be. I guess she's going to record it. Ocean Chicks Films is going to be doing an interview with me. I'm not sure when she's going to upload, but she's going to be doing like a half hour, 45-minute, whatever interview with me. Um, and then the next day after that, Friday, March 3rd at 10 o'clock, I'll be starting a new review show with my son, Ryan. It's going to be, and we're going to be doing, he likes a lot of A24 type stuff. So we're starting out Friday night, we're doing St. Maud. So, which is a really good one. I'm a big fan of that. So that should be cool. Yeah, every Friday night. Well, Friday nights that he's here, he's with his mom every other weekend. So, he's still 16. So, but I think you guys are really gonna be impressed with him. He's a smart kid, and really is a big fan of these films. So, there's a really good input on it. He'll be doing check this out. He'll be doing the reviewing, and I'll be covering. If you know what I mean when I say I'll be covering the color side of it, which means he'd be referring to me to make make comments and you know what I mean and talk about different shit, and then we'll bounce back and forth off each other. Should be a lot of fun. But every other Friday we'll be doing that. Oh, he has a name for it, but I can't remember what the hell it is. Um, and next Monday night, I'm going to be starting my creepy kid watch along. So I'm going to do a creepy kid show. And then on Tuesday, I'm thinking about starting every Monday night. It's going to be the creepy kid watches. Starting next Tuesday, I think I'm going to start the found footage watches. Other than that, let me get to something a little more. Anyone who's wondering, I've been planning on, and there's even an episode recorded of And Horror for All. And Horror for All will continue. It just will not continue with myself and Night Watch though. Nothing, no problem between me and Night. We're good. I got all the love in the world for Night. I hope, hopefully, and assume he feels the same for me. Um, but it's a time constraint. As you know, he's got a lot on his plate. Um, and I'm getting more and more on my plate as we go. And our time we just can't, we just can't. You know what I mean? So I'm going to continue it on, and it is going to be badass though. Still starting next Monday night or next Monday at noon. The I'll be premiering a brand new episode of In Horror for All, latest in news, rumors, and theories in the world of horror. And also I'm going to add in there what's coming in physical media soon. So yeah, don't worry, guys. I'll carry and kick some ass. We got here. Somehow I had a feeling you did, man. First time a handful of months ago. I can't revisit it. Yeah, definitely do, man. Definitely do. Um, it's like it's one of those ones that people just don't know a lot. So like I say, it's got a great cast, man. It's got Donald Pleasance, Jack Palance, Martin Landau, Dwight Schultz from the A Team. So yeah, I mean it's pretty good, and it was actually, like, I do believe, the first full film that New Line Cinema ever did. They did a couple other things. They did let's see, what was that called? What's that called? They did a show called Stunts. They did a show called Polyester. Other than that, this is the first one that they ever did, as far as Robert Shea. And if you look real close, it's got as a receptionist at like the mental home. It's got a very young Lynn Shay in it. So her part is really cool. So lots of facts, lots of trivia here. So but yeah, hopefully everybody sticks with me in that horror for all, because it's going to kick some ass. It's going to go somewhere between 30 minutes and an hour. So expect, in my opinion, you have some questions. One, yeah, wrong. What's funny about it is the character Bunky that's in it. The babysitter. Her boyfriend was originally going to be played by Matthew Ferris Bueller, Broderick, Matthew Broderick, but Jack Shoulder didn't give him the role because he thought he had too much talent, and he didn't want to give him that little tiny ass of a role. That's the story. That's the story they're going with. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It kind of weird shit happens sometimes in Hollywood, or not Hollywood. You know what I mean? So watch for sure. Yeah, check that out tonight, Ninja. You liked Mother's Day when you checked it out with me, so I assume, man, it's really cool. Anyone that's seen Killer's Moon will tell you that it's different, but it's really cool. I'll give you a basic synopsis of it. Um, you know, that's why I did these back to back. This is about escape mental patients, well, actually 4 escape mental patients. Well, Killer's Moon is about 3 escape mental patients. And the thing about them is they don't realize the weight of their actions, because they think that everything that they're going through and everything they're doing is a dream. So they're basically limited to doing absolutely anything. You know what I mean? Because they don't think they're doing any harm. They think everything they're doing is a dream. Trust me, they do a lot of that shit. So check it out, man. There's really no limits when you think that, like when you think everything that you're doing, everything you're going through, you're just dreaming. So you might checking this out with me, let me know. If I need to give you a couple of minutes to get the bullshit together and all that. But anyway, that's on the docket. That's what's coming up here. Yeah, thought the interview would be interesting. I'm kind of curious what questions Karen's gonna be asking me. So this should be cool. Anybody that's seen anybody that watched the WatchAlong Stigmata that she did on her channel last Saturday, you seen the conversation that we had. So it's likely very interesting. We hit it off pretty good. So ready? Cool, man. All right. If anybody else needs any more time, let me know. Got some other eyes out there. Yes. Do you know Karen from Ocean Chicks Films? After we did the Stigmata watch along last Saturday, she got a hold of me and was like, "Hey, man, I do these interviews, and I was wondering if you'd be available to do one." And I said, "Shit, sure, I'll do an interview. Fuck it, might as well. Hell yeah." I was quite touched. I said, but I mean, let's face it. If anything, I am. It's I am kind of I am kind of interested. So, I'm odd. I guess that makes me interesting. Yeah, she does have a good channel, and she's good. She's cool as fuck, man. Like I said, we hit it off real good. Like we watched Stigmata, man, and ended up talking for like what 2 or 3 hours on that stream. Let's go back and check it out, man. It was cool. I am when I first meet somebody or whatever. We don't do, first meeting and talking to somebody. We don't do a whole lot of, and we do a watch along. We don't do a whole lot of the watch along. I end up shooting shit with, I am because I'm Gabby like that. So we just ended up talking, man. And just next day she got a hold of me and said, "Hey, you want an interview?" I said, "Sure." All right, here we go. Make sure my volume's turned down so YouTube doesn't fuck me in the ass. Cool. Appreciate it, Ninja. Thanks a lot, man. Yeah. Yeah, we talked about the film some, but you know how I am. Like I said, when I first meet somebody and shit. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, man. Here it says New Line Cinema presents. I'm glad you're doing the physical media this time, Sean, man. That was a fucking mess, man. When we did Sinister. It was all had different times, no matter what, we'll just keep going with it tonight. If something fucked up happens, fuck it, we'll just keep going. Now I call on late to this one, man. Alone in the Dark, I'd heard about it, but what really got me wanting to see this was seeing it on Terror in the Isles. I'm sure you guys know what Terror in the Isles is. I first seen Terror in the Isles when I was just a kid. I was the forehead. Um, and the scenes they show in it look so good. You know what I mean? Like little shit, like like the whip of the van. I almost remember the dude on the bike, and he goes, "What you look at, asshole?" And Mark Landau's like, you just kind of laugh. I was like, "That shit looks good, man." So, and it's not something they showed a lot up through the years. I ended up catching it when I was a teenager, like one of those real late, like 2 a.m. movies, and and it was on a regular channel, so they cut it, but I could tell that it was pretty cool. So I ended up renting it from someplace when I was, in my 20s, which would have been the 90s. And then about 12 years ago, I ended up picking up the DVD for like $6 on eBay. And I had that all up till now. Love to get on a panel with you someday. Gonna be doing me a cop on March 15th. After that, 15th. What day is March 15th? I'm gonna get a calendar around here. Let me check it out. If I can find my goddamn. No, I don't know where my goddamn calendar is on this phone. I hate this phone, man. This phone really screws the pooch. So on Wednesday, March 15th. Yeah, should be able to do that, man. That's usually the day that I don't have anything going on. That's the one day that I don't have shit going on. So yeah, sounds cool, man. I don't think I've ever done anything with JT either. So if he's down with it and all that, that works, man. I can talk some shit, dude. I can definitely talk. Yeah, that Erland Van Lip, man. The one that plays Ronald, the one they call Fatty on here. The big fucker. Um, I guess he was a weightlifter. I guess he was like some kind of weightlifting power lifter or some shit. So that scene when he picks up Bunky with one hand and picks her up, I guess that there was no special effects of that. I guess he just did it. That's why her hands are up here. She's keep from getting choked. I mean, not that she was real big or nothing, but still stand there and hold somebody like that, man, it's not easy. You know, 100 pounds, 100 pounds when you're standing here extended holding somebody like that. A lot different when you're lifting it like that. But yeah, an interview. I'm curious what she's going to ask me because shit, in that 2 or 3 hour time period, we ended up talking about my wrestling career. We ended up talking about, you know, just all kinds of shit, man. Because she'd just be cool and easy to talk to. You know what I mean? She's just so personable. That, you know, you get me with somebody personable, man, and my nerves go away in a minute, man. I'll be talking, man, and we'll be just fucking just hitting it off. Yeah, really, that sucks. How long had you been married? Do you know? All the trivia that I have down here, man. That's one thing I didn't have on here. You guys know this was the first movie. No, it's one of the first films ever made with Dolby sound because I guess the speakers at theaters kept blowing and shit, you know, because they couldn't handle the big, like in a theater when all of a sudden you get this big burst of sound. I guess they couldn't handle it. Parted up with food and beer. His buddy couldn't take it, and he had heart failure. He's a big boy, man. He's a big boy. Really interesting group they had there, man. You know, you got Martin Landau, you got Jack Palance, you got Phil Clark plays the bleeder, you know, and then Erland. You know, it's an interesting foursome. You know, first year wedding anniversary. Kind of reminds me of the Ultimate Warrior. They put him into the Hall of Fame on Friday. The whole thing's like Friday or Saturday night. And then he was at WrestleMania, you know, where they showed him all. And then he was at Raw that Monday. And then the next day, he fucking fell over dead. I know he looked bad, man. I know he was sweating a lot, you know, because but also Warrior sweat a lot. You know, it's he just, you know, damn, that's a bummer, man. How long was it after this? Was it a long time? I absolutely love Donald Pleasance in this, man. I I, I love this saying he says. He says, "What are you experiencing?" 34 years old, man. But he says, "Mine going too fast is insane. Mine going slow, insane. Mine stopped. Go." He's crazy, man. He's like, "Hey, you mind if I have a smoke?" He starts smoking some reefer right here. He just puts it. They're Voyagers. They're Voyagers, all right. They voyage right over the motherfuckers, huh? Because see, they're so fucking delusional, man. They think old dude's done fucking snatched up the goddamn doctor and got rid of him so he could infiltrate, I guess. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But I love his character in this, man, because he's this, you know, he's supposed to be this child molester, you know, this crazy, sick, fucked up child molester, right? But for some reason, when he gets this little girl is so strong, man. You know what I mean? She's got such an adult feel to her and just such a strong personality to her that she's got him just, you know what I mean? She just got him fetching, man. She got him apologizing and shit. There's let me see. Um, there's some other bit parts in here, people in here. Steve Dash is in here doing a bit role. Let me see. Frederick Coffin, which went by another name, I can't remember, but he played Ike in Mother's Day. He plays a bit role in this. Jack Palance is absolutely just chilling, man. I remember seeing him because I'm a Joan Crawford fan. So Sudden Fears they did many moons ago. He was nominated for an Academy Award. I think it might have been the one he won for. But all the way back then, he just had Jack Palance just had this very odd, unique quality to his just this unique vibe. Just to him, just I don't know his to his charisma. It was very unique, Jack Palance. An actor, I think should have done a lot more. I mean, he did a lot, but I think he should. You know what I mean? I think he should have been nominated for a lot more shit and had a lot better roles. Landau too, man. I mean, look how long it took Martin Landau to get his Oscar, man. He played Bill Lugosi, and Ed Wood. You know, it has something about it. Oh yeah, man. And what's weird about it, Dwight Schultz, man, from 18, you never imagine him playing such a straight role. It's weird. And the one playing his wife in this, man, she's this is her very first movie, you know. Deborah Headwell. This is her very yeah. Oh yeah, man. And Donald Pleasance is always. Cool, man. Very cool. I think you'll like Killer's Moon, man. It's one not a lot of people have heard about, man. It's an Alan Birkinshaw movie, and let me yeah, it's about by redemption, but what it is, it's like a subdivision of Kino Lorber, and um, I was really glad that they picked this up. It's a good show. It's very unique. It's an English made show. And it's the most. Why is it that most? Well, no, I mean, I guess, but a lot of the ones that real well, a lot of the scenes you real well are bigger people. You know what I mean? Have you noticed that? From what I've noticed, they are. They're bigger. Look at Mark Landau on his face, man. He's just like he is absolutely. I always name an X factor in a show. He is absolutely the X factor in this show. As great as Jeff Palance is, as great as Donald Pleasance is, Landau is the X factor of this movie as the preacher, as Byron. Look at him, man. He's just walking around. He's just checking him out. He just kind of got this look on his face all the time. Like that scared the shit out of me, man. That motherfucker's creepy. Butter! And he screams at him. See, so check out the intensity in Jeff Lance, man. He's intense, and he always talk like this. Remember in the 1989 Batman movie? Remember the fuck the bad guy over Joker over Nicholson when Nicholson comes back. Nicholson does a great imitation of him in that movie too. Heavy trails, butter, kill Harry. Now, butter is to kill us. He just talks like that. You know what I mean? That's the first like yeah. What's that? Yeah. What are you, some kind of an asshole? And Orlando's like, he thinks it's funny. They're just having a great time. It's like their day out. You know what I mean? they always got this day out, like on Awakening and shit like that. Everybody's ever seen that? They just, it's their vacation day. They just, happen to have fucked up shit in mind for it. Which is, there she goes here. This little girl is so fucking just. You just, I mean, I ain't never made a kid like this little girl, man. The the punk group in this is called the Sick Bucks, and and I guess a few years after this movie was made, um, I think either the singer or the guitar player of the Sick Bucks was walking down the street in New York City, and so was Jack Palance, and he bumped into him, and he's like, "Hey, man, remember I was in that one film with you. You know what I mean? That film, that Alone in the Dark." He said, "I was one of the Sick Bucks," and I guess Jack Palance said that film was full of Sick Bucks. He said we were all Sick Bucks in that. You mind if I smoke? Of course, he's expecting him to whip out a cigarette, right? He's shit. He's gonna get stoned. The Oregon, what do you call that? You didn't hear a whole lot of pot back then. They would have a name to it like that, like pot does now. Not to get into talk about that on here, but it's a little unusual. You know, most guys just have the guts to follow them. But I believe in you, Dan. Yeah. I wonder why they're convinced that their Dr. Harry Merton has been killed by the new by moving fast is crazy. Here it is. Mind slow is sick. Mind stopped. You see, it's all it's God. Look at the look on his face. Just makes you wonder what little Dr. Potter thinks at this point. You know what I mean? The Dr. Potter's like, whoa. Now he's meeting the orderly type dude here. This guy's terrified. It's like you wonder how he can even get to work every day because like he's a tense fellow, man. It says that you killed the last doctor. See, he's like, so they're gonna kill you back. Okay, so what are you gonna do? Nothing. Man, he's gonna try to break it down into some clinical thing here. And he's like, look, man, you can say all that bullshit all day long, but they say they're gonna kill you and they don't fuck around. I understand a lot of helmet. That. But I'm telling you, these guys are very intense. He's trying to tell him, he's like, yeah, you break down this psych bullshit all day long. These motherfuckers aren't playing. Well, he hasn't taken over the whole thing. He's just basically taken over, his group here, and shit just happens to, you know. Oh, speaking of that, we got a lot of strong wind out here. We here in, I'm in Indiana. We had a lot of strong wind. We had, we even had tornado watch. I think they said tornado went through part of Indiana earlier, and we still got a lot of strong wind. So if something happens, I freeze up, we get cut off of here. I'm gonna try to jump right back in. So just so you guys know, I need a match. You're not supposed to have a match. He's like, and he goes right up to Leo, Bane. He goes right up to the Donald Pleasance character, and you're like, oh, here you go, the oh, call me Fraser. He's like, look, man, he's standing right up, he's standing right up to me, fucking arguing with him too. What? I would take that motherfucker serious. When he was walking around me, looking at me like this and shit and checking me out, yeah, play games, man. It just makes you wonder. It's like he's been around so many, so many crazy people that he just kind of got numb to it. See, so is the Donald Pleasance character. He's got kind of numb to it too. So he just kind of trusts him. He trusts him too much. Or else my body turns into porcelain. He says, "Well, me, this is what you do. Next time you feel your intestines coming out, move your hands in front of your face 3 times like that, and the intestines will stay inside, and you won't turn to porcelain." She says, "All right, cool." He done caught his shit on fire, fucking with everybody. And who gained the match? The fucking head doctor. I think, yeah, I could end up being one of his most fun because he ended up really enjoying working with Donald Pleasance and Martin Landau. You know what I mean? They which are old school actors that he had definitely worked with or known in circles over the years. They all come from that same school, that same era. But shit, Martin Landau was in Hitchcock's North by Northwest with Cary Grant. He did Mission Impossible series back in the day. You know, See, that's what gets him there. That's what gets him. He sees that little girl. You know what I mean? They're really discreet about that. You know what I mean? Which helps it work with today. You know what I mean? Because people are so sensitive about that kind of thing in a film or whatever. About the child molestation part and all that shit. You people are just so sensitive that you put on a show and people tend to be shitty. But they play it off really, really, really coy in this. But I thought that was pretty cool. My timestamp is almost 22 minutes. But what do you think about that story that I told you about the sick bucks and Jack Palance? We were running to Jack Palance, and he said, "Man, we were the sick bucks in that movie." And Palance is like, we were all sick bucks in that. I thought that was hilarious. It's funny shit. So that right there tells you, that he ended up, you know, lighting it up to the whole thing. And I bet just Donald Pleasance being in it and everything, kind of helped steer, people like Jack Palance and, Martin Landau around the beginning. This is a really cool idea having these classic trained and classic actors, basically from toward the end of the golden era, coming out to being the bad guy, to being the bad guys in this, being the antagonist in this film. I thought that was really creative. It was a brilliant idea. Because who's going to run the best performance, besides some classic stage trained golden era act? You know, you're going to get that intensity from those, from the dudes that were trained stage and shit. Because shit, the Donald Pleasance character is just as crazy as the maniacs, just in a different way. Look, I find this line of interpretation meaningless. Meaningless. What's your point? He just don't want to hear what you got to say. That's all it is. He just doesn't really care. He doesn't want you to touch base. He doesn't care. See, he already knows that how he's been talking to her. He already knows. That's just his trip, like Bane said. Patty's trip is to rape little girls. See, that's the only time they really mention that. Preacher tries to set fire to churches. Fortunately, he does it when there's people in there. He's here because he enjoys the social life, which you know is bullshit. I love this. There's no crazy people here. We're all just on vacation. Here, man, I'm gonna pause it. Here. You say you're at 20 minutes? All right, man. I'm gonna back up real quick, okay? We're gonna get on here. Now, do you think we got a time difference here? Is there a way we could fucking find out? I'm back all the way up here, man. Mm, so we can get together on this. That way I'm not ahead of you talking about the movie and shit. Because I'm getting the idea that you and I, man, are, you know what I mean? Your internet's either, your messages are either lagging or, something, man. I don't want the same thing to happen as last time. All right. I'm at like 21 and a half minutes. Where you at? Are you getting my message right now? I'm at 21 minutes. Not too much difference because right after I mentioned that, and not long after I mentioned that is when you just sent this message. So we got to be close. I'm at about 21 and a half minutes right now. Where are you at? Okay. All right. And I'm 21, 29 here. I'll pause 10 seconds here. So I'm getting that message pretty quick. So you're not lagging too much. All right. She's standing there talking to the sister, standing there talking to the wife right there at the porch, right there outside. She just got dropped off. Is that where you're at? I'll tell you when it's at 22 minutes. Right now, it's at 22 minutes. Cool. Cool. That works, man. That works. Yeah, they're in the room talking. Yeah, she's in there talking to the sister that just got out of that. I guess she was in a mental institution, which I thought was an interesting addition. Yeah. See, you notice there she's talking about they're playing they're playing this band. They're not called the Sick Bucks here, but the band's playing in Springwood. Now you notice the connections: Springwood, New Line Cinema, Robert Shea. Did you notice earlier? Did you see Lynn Shea? She was a receptionist. She was a receptionist that said that Dr. Bain was invisible. Yeah, here we go. Here's what he's talking about. So they must have been friends. I mean, they must really like this hard movie. Find this line. Early. Yeah. What's your point? Love how he talks with it, just like air escaping. Touch base. Well, like I said, he doesn't give a shit if he wants to touch base. He does. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care about touching base with him. He doesn't. You know what I mean? I guess Tom Savini came in during one scene of this. During there's a scene where the sister has an apparition, and I guess Tom Savini did the makeup on it. The original script also had Jack Shoulder's original script to this, and it's something that Robert Shea vetoed, I do believe. Had with the mafia was come in to try to help catch these maniacs after they escape. The mafia, can you imagine the mafia was in it? Panic. So yeah, like he's low key doctor. Yeah, Harry Martin, and he draws his words. Just Martin. It's really cool. He never seems to get all excited. You know what I mean? He don't get excited and just start freaking out. He's just like, yes. Remember in Tim Burton's Batman, the first one, very 1989, first one with the Joker with Jack Nicholson in it. He's the guy over Jack Nicholson. He's the guy that Nicholson comes back and kills and shoots and all that shit all around and shit. And he does. Jack Nicholson does a great impersonation of him. Yeah, it's where they're out near Springwood. I thought that was funny. For Springwood, Nightmare on the Street, New Line Cinema, Robert Shea. They use Springwood a lot in the movie Shays do. But yeah, the mafia was going to be the mafia was going to come in here and be after and trying to help him catch them or some shit, I guess, in the original script or whatever that Jack Shoulder wrote. It's interesting. This was a very strange time for punk because this when punk was dying. You know what I mean? Punk was about dead at this point. The original round of mid to late '70s punk. So it definitely chop chop choppity chop 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 choppity chop. Chop 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 of your mother. Chop chop. Look hilarious. Chop of your mother. Chop 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 of your mother. It's like crazy. I'm sure back then. I'd like to have in earlier, like I said, earlier '80s. I'd like to have seen some of them, like Dead Kennedys, Angry Samoans. I'd like to have seen some of their shows. There's some Bad Brains. Of course, you got the Misfits. Black Flag, bands like that. But I mean, a little more underknown ones like Angry Samoans and Dead Kennedys would have been really cool. Yeah, $13 in 1982. Damn, that's like fucking Jesus, man. That's like 40, $50 now. There he is. Oh shit. Just that right there is enough terrifying motherfucker. I made the lights go out. Ah, did you see him check it earlier? He went and tested the window earlier and it slammed shut on him. That's fucked up. That the only security that you have here is the electricity, and if that goes out, you don't got a backup generator or anything to keep these crazy motherfuckers in there. Look how happy he is. Oh my god. Yeah. Yikes. Yeah, it's just a blackout just altogether. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. He's fucking great, man. Like I say, to me, I always talk about that X Factor in the show. Every show has it. Every good show has it. And this, as great as everybody is, he's that X Factor. He's the difference. The X Factor for me is that difference, that one difference maker. It takes it from here to here. You know what I mean? Well, shit, you remember Landau and Ed Wood, man, playing Bela Lugosi, man. I'm a huge Lugosi fan. Anybody knows me, knows that I love Lugosi. Karloff too, but I love Lugosi. And he did, he's great. Even though it was kind of it threw a little bit kind of a odd humor at it, but it's still great. Oh, this poor guy, man. This poor guy. Hey, fellas, hey, he's gonna try to be friends now. Hey, we're good friends, right? I mean, look, listen, they're getting him because they know that he tried to talk with, you know what I mean? He tried to talk to his doctor and warn him. Carter, yeah, man, yeah, yeah. Well, see, they become so numb to it. They've been here in this safe environment so long, and that they're able to do that. But when they've taken over the place and they're in control, that's a different thing. And he just picks him up, just legit picks him the fuck up, man. Just look at that, like he's nothing, man. I mean, he's not a big dude, this guy isn't, but still, him great. Come heart. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess, like I say, Steve Dash that played that did the partly, and Brother Pete Part Two. He did one of the. He's one of the two people that played Jason in Brother Pete Part Two. Does a little part in this, and like I said, the dude that played Ike in the original Mother's Day does too. Now, I'm not sure. I guess a real small role. I thought it was interesting. This guy, of course, is neither one. I just love in a film to watch a like a side window or a windshield shatter like a house window. I just love to see that, break like that because car windows don't break like that. Never really did. Of course, way back, but in the El Dorado they're driving away right there. No, it's gonna shatter. It breaks like that on purpose so it doesn't cut too much. But can you imagine how many people would be getting killed if car windows broke like a house window does? Damn, be a lot more fatal car crashes. Fuckers be getting their fucking heads cut off and shit. has to shatter those pieces. Yeah, I don't know, man. Just hey, that's the way it was written. Is the is Bunky here? Yeah, I guess her boyfriend was almost played by Matthew Broderick, Ferris Bueller himself, but he didn't give him the role because he was too good. But that being Matthew Broderick at the time, trying to get work, I'm sure that impressed Matthew Broderick. I'm sure he was like, "Look, man, I just want some work. I I don't have to be so good. I can be worse if you want. I can suck all day long if you want me to." Look at him. He's always got that just crazy fucking just wide-eyed look, man, all the way through. He's just like excited, wide-eyed, and big huge grin on his face. Yeah, he was just like, "Hey guys, what's your business here?" "I'm a doctor." "I bleeder and a couple others." I like the twist. I like how they don't show the bleeder. You know, like how they leave that as a nice little twist. Really? Does he? That's so dumb. That's crazy, man. Well, you see interviews with even people from the golden era, back, you know, um, so a lot of people that were in those, like House of Wax, or on and on. A lot of them didn't like them. They just didn't like horror films. They just thought that they just thought that they were cheap. They just look all through time. Look, look what survived. Look what has survived, and look what's prospered over and over again. It goes through its downtimes, but look what keeps coming back and comes back and floats back to the top every time. Horror, of some form or another, is the strongest genre there is. Always has been, all the way back to the silent days, and when the talkies first came in. Always has been. It'll always be that way. Always. Yep. Actually, from what I was checking out, man, from what I found out, this came out the same year as Friday the 13th Part 3. Friday the 13th Part 3 came out in August, and this one came out in November. I was surprised. I guess just between those few months. Let me see, 3 months difference, because Friday the 13th always came out in the summer. They always release those in the summertime, somewhere between June and August always. I've seen all those at the theater, man, all the way up to Manhattan, and that was the last one that I went and seen at the theater. Yeah, I always thought that this hockey mask was for Friday the 13th. Oh man, yeah, it's good to be back doing a thing again, man. I hadn't, damn, like I said, I hadn't uploaded in 10 days, or I hadn't done anything on my channel in 10 days. I was surprised. I didn't realize it'd been that long. I took all week last week off. Yeah, yeah, man. He does. I guess his biggest part of it was some apparition or something sister had. Like, it's been a minute since I've seen it, so I'm just gonna have to check it out. There's the bleed. I like how they keep the identity. They don't show you the bleeder throughout the whole movie. They don't show you the bleed. Don't show you his face throughout the whole film. It's a pretty good reveal. That's something when people talk about this film, they don't talk about the reveal in it. And but it's a pretty good reveal. They're all gonna pack him in his van, white creepy van. I didn't really notice that before, but yeah, they're in one of these white vans. White creepy van before there was white creepy van. Bus, yeah. This is food market. Yeah, I got some Rice Krispies and shit. Yeah, that's basically it, man. Yeah, you use soap and Rice Krispies, I guess. That kid is so adult, man. Dude, she can't be the one. Was she what, 12? Here's the mailman on a bike. I've never seen a mailman on a bike. Never. I didn't realize that there were some places where they did ride around on a bike. Here they are. It's got a pretty interesting score too, man. The guy that did the score was Renato Cirio, and I guess throughout his career he worked with B.B. King, Dionne Warwick, Tom Jones, Don Denver. Yeah, yeah, because I mean they're just having a good old time. They're just fucking with him. What? Is he? What are you, an asshole? He thinks that's funny as hell. He's like, yeah, I guess, yeah. That that dude was ready to fight with him though. He was like, fuck you, man, turn me over. That dude was awesome. Yeah, there he is. You got that. Look at this creepy ass grin he gets on his face here. I always thought that the wife was really attractive. There's something about her. I don't know. She was kind of attractive. Maybe I guess this was her first movie. It's weird. Some of those slashers. There's really no nudity. There's no sex in it. There's none of those tropes going on in here. It's another thing that makes it unique. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. She does. And she's got her putting the house together work clothes, work shit on. She's cute, man. Yeah, definitely, definitely got to go on. When will he return? I don't know. Sometime this afternoon. We'll go back later. You rest assured I will. She's like, what? Okay. Or she doesn't imagine for a minute, you know what I mean? That there's these fuckers that her husband looks at. There she is, Lynn Shay, right there in the middle. You know, look how young Lin Shay is. Holy shit, man. Crazy. Yeah. I think this is 41 years ago. This is even earlier than Nightmare on Elm Street. So, they're teaching you to play teacher in Nightmare on Elm Street. Clemens is a cry of pain. Like, it's time to start seeing this. You know, what I mean, yeah, maybe you lost sight just a little bit, man. All right, they're crazy, isn't everybody? Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I'm not sure everybody's that crazy, but everybody's crazy to a certain point. There he is. You know, he's got it going on in his brain. She sasses him right the fuck out, and he thoughts like that. He's not very good at making up lies either. He's going to take care of you till she gets back. Are you a babysitter? Yeah, that's right. Where do you live? See, in Springwood. We should go up to your room and play until she gets home. Come on, cutie. She smacks him. Call me cutie. He's like, damn. She's not even worried about him. It's a good thing he's, a little weak in the head here, man. That could be bad. He's trying to go to her room. She knows better than that shit. I'm not. We're not going to our big creepy looking guy. She just whooped his ass. Now she's got him wanting to play. Now she's got him wanting to play and make shit. Yeah, it's definite social. Yeah, yeah. He didn't know what to say, especially her slapping him and slapping his hands and shit. He's like, whoa, hold on. All right, damn, okay. Nice bystander here, isn't he? Nice guy, nice fella. We instead of checking her out and just crazy colors in that room. There's Bunky. Man, there's a Bunky chick. They did a good job of picking somebody that just looked like, just like a normal chick. You know what I mean? She's not overly, good looking or any of that kind. She just looks like a chick. Cool house. I was like this house, man. It's out in the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean? It's a nice place. Of course, he's a psychiatrist. Yeah, I guess the guy that does the music on this, he played with BB King and Tom Jones, John Denver, all kinds of people. No, no. See, I've seen her somewhere, but nothing that's really standing out. Yeah, yeah, that wind's getting crazy. Hopefully, they don't knock me out of here. My internet's usually pretty strong, but if it freezes me up or anything, I'll be back. She's asleep. Nothing's bad happened to her. Nothing. That's what I mean. That's surprising. It's like you got her back to bed and left, man. She was the boss. She was the boss. Or I mean, you never know. The other guys might have grabbed him up. Seen the way he was doing there. Grabbed him up and said, come on. Let's see. The Chosen. Okay, one kills in the dark side. I'd seen her somewhere. I just could not. All right, man. Yeah, this is gonna be Matthew Broderick. That'd been interesting. It's funny when he couldn't get anything else, how the horror films were okay then. But he becomes Ferris Bueller and becomes a star now, and now they're not good enough. I hate actors like that, man. That's why I like Kevin Bacon, and people like that, man. They're and even Johnny Depp. They don't sit around and rip on the shit and talk about act like they're better. They're too good to do it. Kevin Bacon and Johnny Depp straight to fuck upset. You know what I mean? I see the thing that Johnny Depp was talking about, several years ago, where he was talking about his first role, being a horror film, and he was like, yeah, yeah, I got ate by a bed, you know. Oh yeah, got the timestamp 51:41. I think I think your message is delayed by just a few seconds. This is the part here where you think you're going to get some of those tropes. Because the babysitter's always got to call with the boyfriend so that they can have sex and shit, right? But it's always got. You do get some boobs here. Gotta love the freckles. The brother keeps thinking was training for his career. Yep. But always been good for me. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, he always discusses, yeah, his first role, yeah, he got eaten by a bed. You know, it's great to see him, appreciate that kind of shit, man. Kevin Bacon's like that too. Shit, Kevin Bacon doesn't have to do horror films and shit like that, but he does anyway. Some of them aren't all that great these days, but he didn't have to do that shit. Kevin Bacon's big enough star, he didn't have to do that. I can't stand to see someone act like they're too good for it and shit. Especially when somebody like Matthew Broderick, you know. So what happened if he had got this role? He'd be ripping on it and trying to hide it and shit, like so many people do. Gotta be proud of your roots, no matter where they come from. The- yeah, 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 yeah. Because they laid it on him in that one, man. One to tide you over, or whatever it's called. Yeah, yeah. Damn, snatching pull that's right underneath it. You know, it's a long ass knife, man. Let's see, maybe a few other truly appreciative. Yeah, hell yeah, you should be. It's like all they do box springs and the mattress, unless it's just a mattress. You gotta be appreciative of your start. You know, just like I said, you know, some of these people want to talk down and act like it horror films that are shit. Horror is the one genre that has continuously came back over the history of film. You know, and it always will. Even it goes through its rough parts, it comes right back even stronger. Always will. People don't like that shit. They just need to accept. It. Oh, she said, "Fuck that, I'm gone." Fuck out of there. She's just right into it. Yep. See, and she's holding on to his arm so she doesn't get choked. I forgot it was two hands though. I was remembering one. Nothing to worry about, just a scare. Dude, you got like this 400-pound fucking, child killer rapist or whatever that was in there with your daughter, man. What do you mean? Nothing to, oh my God, dude. He was very nice. Yeah. Only because your daughter has got a very strong personality. She kind of, you know, she became the adult in the room. So that'd have been any other average, just, any other 11, 12-year old might not have been so pretty. Tom, Tom, howdy. Demonstration. Yeah, they're doing demonstration against what? Nuclear power and shit. Something like that. Yeah. He's the guy in jail. He gave us his turn. Tom. We were, I'm Tom. I'm the nice guy. All right. You know where Punky is. See now, things add up, Doc. Seems to me that two and two would equal four, you know? I don't know how appalled you are, man, but I'm at 58-19 now. So yeah, you have to be when I just mentioned that that 56-minute message just popped up. So there must be a delay in your messages showing up, man. Because it just popped up when I said that. Because we was right on. And we're both watching the physical, the physical copy. So Springwood again. It's like the third or fourth time in Springwood. They was hoping this one would be their big breakthrough, but it just didn't work out that way. They didn't get the distribution, and it just, it's good, but it's just not as strong as Nightmare on Elm Street. So Nightmare ended up being the big breakthrough. Didn't you hear that? Or what was it? Man, it's getting ready to be. We're getting ready to be 1 hour in right now. Hour in. Timestamp 1 hour. Yeah, no shit. I have no idea what's normal working there. Excuse me, folks. Well, yeah, yeah. See, yeah, your message just see that's where we're missing it the other day. Your message was delayed, and that was causing us just to go back and forth. So now we know what's up. It's all good. I gotta use some butter. Need he just sure you need some help looking around out there. Well, I think he does. Yeah, I think he does need some help, whether he knows it or not. Or if he's by himself and you got four of them, no, I would want some help. These fuckers ain't no joke. It's like the orderly was talking about, man. These guys are intense. Poor dude got his fucking just got broken in half basically. He just snatched him by his belt and by his shirt and just said, "Crack." Busted him all up. Doggy, doggy's barking. It works, man. Can't get much closer than that. One could, but I'll accept it. You seen out there? No, man. But keep your eye on what's going on. Stop looking at them. You're run again. You have that gun pulled the fuck out, dude. If you have your hand on, I'd have that motherfucker out. I want, shit, the old gun with flashlight bit. There you go. Pull that gun out. Well, the porch, man. It's a great front porch too, man. This is a cool as fuck house in a very cool location. If you don't have maniacs wandering around it, it's a great place to live. You don't got a bunch of maniacs hanging around. That's a smart idea putting that tree to its back there. Oh, didn't count on that. Oh man. Who's the archer, Byron? Or is that Frank? They better protect themselves, don't you? Yeah, no shit. Yeah. Grab something. Good idea, Mr. Tom. Mr. Tom. Yeah, lock the door. That should already been done. Well, where's the weapons, brother? Some weapons. Like Tom said. One of those there. No, call the police. Stick with your money. Yeah, she's not acting so adult now. This is when I love this here because this is when the little girl, you can tell she's a little girl. She's scared now. You know, she's not so sassy and so adult now. Now she's acting like a kid, which makes sense. You know, a very adult little girl will all of a sudden become that little kid at this point. Of course, is dead. You know, he's gonna cut the damn line. This is where cell phones fucked up because the only way they can get around cell phones now, being able to help people is if they're not, you're not getting a signal or the battery's dead. I mean, there's ways around it, but it was a lot easier when all we have a landline. Yeah, he's just one of those. He's one of those, Sean. He's one of those dudes that I refer to as that guy. You know, and as far as actors and shit go, there's always it's like, oh, it's that guy. You know what I mean? He's one of them. He's a that guy. You got X Factors, and then you got that guy. Yeah, he's a that guy. There's so many of them in film. It's just Tom. Everything's all over the place. Um, I'm over the top. I feel safe. It's a very serious situation. Yeah, I'd rather take a bag. Damn, right through the back. That could have been bad. I'm sorry, but that little curio or whatever, man, is not. It's not going to do much with old big boy. Big boy, pick that up and just toss it around. No, no shit. Yeah, yeah. The two of you can move that motherfucker pretty easy. What do you think he's going to do? I'm not sure it's a good time for volume, man. I mean, depending on the volume, you know what I mean? I'm not sure if it's trying to pass out or anything. Yeah, yeah. It just depends on who he's being, I guess, suppose. It depends on where he's at, what he's doing. Let's try to look at this thing fresh. Oh my God. This is night and day different from his Murdoch character. Who in the hell heard you scream? You guys are. I don't see any other houses close. He's right about that though. I mean, all get out there and get out the fucking car. Like, well, like that. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. That's the cops. Nope, it's not the cops. Yeah, the cops are gonna come up honking. Anymore than some films when they just got a regular call or they're just coming by. In a lot of movies, the cops will come to the house with their sirens and shit going. Cops don't show up with their sirens going like that to just a regular call. They don't advertise that they're on their way. Great, I'll find them and we'll talk. Oh yeah, well, they have weapons, man. You're going the wrong way about this. Dude, you don't understand, man. They Robin Hooded the cop to the tree, man. Smoke weed and make phone calls. Yeah, yeah. He's got his little pipe and shit with him. He just has such trust in these motherfuckers, man. Such trust in them. He just really believes in what he's done. You know what I mean? And these motherfuckers are an exception. The reason that they were susceptible to us because they didn't have a choice. Now that they're out free and shit, and they focused on what it is they want to do. They don't give a shit about what he's talking about. No, that's the last one you want coming up to you. I mean, I feel like you may be able to at least talk to some of the others for a minute, but you got to remember this is a preacher that burns people up, you know, burns up churches when they're full of people. If he's gonna do that. He's gonna do anything. It hasn't disturbed you. Oh, you hear that? He's shocked. See, he just can't believe it. He cannot believe it. He can't believe they attacked him like that. He just get the car out of the way. Get the car. Yeah, that's creepy as fuck. That dude coming up your door like that. Yeah, he's the last one you want to fuck with, for real. Remember where he goes? Hell yeah, he does, man. Hey, what's going on, man? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. How's it going, man? Poultry favorite, yeah. Poultry, man. Poultry's we're at an hour, 1 hour and 12 and a half minutes. And he was completely blown away, man. He could not believe, even though everything that's went on, he could not believe that he attacked him like that, man. He was just shocked. Really? Very cool. Really cool, absolutely. Oh yeah. Yeah, whenever they switched to dudes playing Wishmaster, man. Yeah. Just goes to show it's you know it's not just putting a dude in makeup, man. It's the dude behind the makeup. Yeah, definitely. It's real shit. That's all I think he basically can do, man. He's out there, no weapons, no nothing, no phone, trying to protect his family and shit. He's just gonna do what he knows to do. But you're not gonna get through to Byron. Byron just wants to fucking stab him. Hey Jamie, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. Give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely. Hell yeah, he is. Just like Julian Sands was, Warlock. Did they ever find Julian Sands, man? Yeah. Man, she's down there by Tom, man. She's just like, uh, illusions aren't real. Yeah, no shit. Hmm. Scary, scary, scary. Yeah, they decide they're coming in. But it's funny that no matter what, as crazy as they are, how well, they got a full plan set up here. They actually have a strategy. She's freaking out. The sister just got remember the sister just got released from some kind of a inpatient shit. Come on, do something, help out. What the hell is she doing? I wonder. Hang in there. What do you think? Unfortunately. Oh man, sorry to hear that, man. Grandpa. No, she's freaking out. What's up? You're going through a freak out. You're not getting sick again. It's just bad shit's happening. You got psychopaths trying to get in your house, fucking kill you. So right in the middle of all this, trying to protect his family, now he's got to try to keep his sister from hyperventilating. He's having a bad time. Yeah, go deal with shit, man. You got your daughter to protect. Yeah, take the big ass meat cleaver. Strange role for Dwight Schultz, man. It's really the most straight thing I ever seen him do. Because remember, he comes from the A-Team's Murdoch, and he was fucking crazy in that. Just found Bucky and her boyfriend. Yeah. Then Byron's starting a fire. Oh, there you go. Let's take it. Beat him with the extinguisher. And then put out the fire. Tom looking quite intense. It's kind of surprised me that he attacked old big boy there. Booker still stands up with a big ass cleaver in his back. Well, and still fighting the Hooker. Ooh, still standing with that shit. He looks over at the little girl like he's been betrayed or something. Definitely, definitely. I love that little line that he says. You he's talking about moving too fast is insane, moving too slow is saint. Um, uh, stop is God. I like the part that Lynn Shay plays as a receptionist. When he comes in, he says, "Yeah, got to see Dr. Bain." She's like, "No, you can't see him." He's like, "Well, didn't he work here?" She says, "Yeah." Well, isn't he here? And she says, "Yeah, he's here." Well, then why can't I see him? Because he's invisible. He said, "Oh, all right." That shit's in the fan now. Here it is. Tom's bleeding. This is a reveal. People talk about this film, but they never talk about the reveal, and that's something that you don't see coming, really. I didn't, of course. I seen it at a little younger age, but I didn't see the reveal coming. That Tom was the bleeder. I thought he was just out there running around with them. Yeah, that's bad. He's been there with. See, that's what I was talking about. But they had a strategy. You know, they planted one of them inside there with them. Which, you know, a lot of people act like that the crazy don't think right. You know what I mean? That they don't have the ability to strategize and shit. And it's just not true, man. Crazy are some of the smartest motherfuckers. Crazy, the crazy are very intelligent. That's yeah, just in time. There's Byron. help him. I'm just stand there and cry and go, oh my God, you're fucking, he's like, help me, please. Got the most dangerous one of all of them there, in my opinion. Byron is, he's, man. Yeah. She's all, yeah, all of a sudden she's become that little girl. She was so adult earlier, but when things got tough, she became just like a little kid she is. There he is. It's not just crazy ones to kill. We all kill Doctor when we must. I love how he talks. And we all die when it's time. Man, don't kill my family. Chill. Just take me. They didn't do shit. You talk about timing. Timing, man. Timing's definitely his friend here. Because the blackout ends right here when he's, make no mistake about it, that motherfucker would have killed all of them. At least him. Man, I imagine everybody. Now, and he just happens to be on this channel with the news. You know, there he is. There he is. Frederick Coffin. He went by another name when he played in Mother's Day, but he played Ike in Mother's Day. The guy standing here doing the news report. There he is, right there with the headphones on. He played Ike in Mother's Day. He's going by Frederick Coffin here. I can't remember the name he went by in Mother's Day though. That's him, man. And Steve Dash was in here somewhere earlier. Yeah, yeah, if they had a hat, he definitely would have took it. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool because I'm a big fan of Mother's Day, so I think that's pretty cool. That's something I hadn't noticed before I was checking this out. That he was the news guy here. Guy's done a lot of shit, man. Dude that played Ike in Mother's Day, the original 1980 Day. That's very mark. See, he's just distraught, man. He's just like, what? He just can't believe it. He's like, what the fuck, man? He just fucked him all up. Yeah, it's too bad he never found that other hat, though, man. I mean, was he even dead? I mean, he stabbed him in the back, right, and threw him in there. But I mean, but yeah, oh yeah, yeah, he died. Yeah, he's gonna leave. Really cool ending too. Goes back to that club with the sick fucks. The sick fucks. That's a great name. Only punk rock, man. Only punk rock. Angry Samoans, Dead Kennedys, sick fucks. Fucking, what I mean? Punk rock just had this thing about it, man. It had this vibe. It had this thing. Yeah, you go in the club here. Yeah, I feel when I'm out in public. See people walking by. Well, he's looking at them like that because they're, you know what I mean? He's an old school guy. He's been in the asylum for a long time. And he gets out and sees all these people with, funky looking hair and shit. Goes up to this punk rock club. He's like, what the hell is going on? Because he's not like a dude that would go into a punk club. But, well, it's a $6 cover in this one. See, it was 13 earlier. This is 6. Damn. All right, maybe not. They're gonna clap. They clap. He said, "Come on in, everybody." I love this chick that he meets, man. He's, a 2 decades of that poor man. He died for his hat. Yeah, yeah. I have like a statue of him out front. Yeah. Hey, hey, you were here Tuesday night. She's out of it, man. She's out there. You were standing by me at the bar, remember? This fucking band really pink, pink. I love it. So fucking angry. People like gun on her. She digs that. She's like, hell yeah. Face. She loves it. She's like, yeah. She's hot for it, man. Just, you wouldn't dare, you know. You really dare. She loves it. She loves it. Look at her. She's like, yes. And he's digging that shit too. He's like, hell yeah. Went found himself a new girlfriend, and everything. There it was. Oh yeah. Always enjoyable. It's not something I watch really often, so it's really cool. Yeah, very cool, very cool. Oh man. Hope everybody enjoyed that. Yeah, crazy, crazy, crazy show, man. And great ending, great ending. Just wouldn't be the same without that ending, without without him meeting that chick, him getting a girlfriend and all that kind of shit, and her just being so out there. I don't know if she was out there because of drugs or she was just out there or it's a combination or what. Yeah, she's out there. Yeah. But yeah, the original idea for the script, the way Jack Shoulder had wrote it, and that's something that JT could talk to him about, is is that the mafia was going to be involved. The mafia was going to be hunting, these psychopaths. That was interesting. And the Matthew Broderick audition and shit like that would be cool things we could ask. But yeah, that was it, man. That was Alone in the Dark, 1982. Jack Shoulder, man. Starring Donald Pleasance, Martin Landau, Jack Palance, Dwight Schultz. Kick-ass cast. I'm glad they put that together. I was smart them picking those older actors like that, those old stage trained actors to play those parts. I thought it was really cool. But yeah, like I said, Friday I'll be starting a show with my son, and we'll be doing A24 Sig Mod review. um, Thursday I'm going to be doing an interview with Ocean Chicks Films. She's going to be recording it, so I'm not sure. She wants to edit it and all that stuff, so I'm not sure when she's putting it out. And I'm thinking about doing something physical media sometime Thursday too. Um, Tomorrow night, Eleanor Birkinshaw's 1978, unknown and underrated, Killer's Moon. Man, it's what I put on the exploitation side of things. A really good show, and it's on. You can't if you guys can't find anywhere else. It is on YouTube, so you can and look under Killer's Moon 1978. So 11 o'clock tomorrow night, I'll be back doing that. Thanks, Sean, Ninja, JT, Eric. Uh, I can't remember everybody, but everybody that came through, thanks a lot. I appreciate you all so much. Much love to all you guys. Hopefully, I will catch you guys tomorrow night. Until then, don't forget that I am Gorfo and you are not. Have a great time, man.